Hello, I'm Admiral Paul Reason, and I offer greetings to the National Naval Officers Association at the 2022 Symposium for the culmination of 50 years of focused and dedicated service to our Navy. 50 years ago, I was at sea. I was an electrical officer on USS Enterprise, our nation's first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. That wardroom numbered 400 officers from both ship's company and the air wing. The crew was over 6,000 sailors, and I was the only black officer, and there was no female officer. Those days are no more, due in significant measure to the tireless efforts and involvement by NNOA. Trust me when I say congratulations are in order to NNOA for 50 years of service to our nation. Thank you.
First thing I'd like to say is a happy birthday to the National Naval Officers Association. Most affectionately for us, it's called NNOA. And talk about how I fit into the main goals of NNOA from its inception, and that is of recruiting, retaining, and career development for African Americans and minorities within the naval services, meaning the Coast Guard, the Navy, and the Marine Corps. It is especially important to me because it was through NNOA that I found my way of how to exist in an organization was historically conservative and very few minorities. In particular, the Marine Corps was the last of the military organizations to integrate, where we saw the Moffett Point Marines in their struggle titled Fight for the Right to Fight. So when I joined the Marine Corps, there was a very few of the pioneers that provided a way of how to integrate into an organization from a warfighting perspective and understand how this diversification, the inclusion would occur. And in our first years of the early 70s, I discovered the National Naval Officers Association for recruiting. I was a part of the recruiting that started at the Naval Academy and expanded out to the Naval ROTC units and throughout the recruiting apparatus of the Marine Corps. It was discovery for me was, why do I stay? I came to this organization highly recruited to diversify it, but it was very, very conservative and lack of understanding of me as an African American in the Marine Corps. Well, what happened is I learned 4 major things from NNOA, and that's where I arrived, the end point of being Lieutenant General, United States Marine Corps, from that brand new second lieutenant that joined in 1975. It talked to me about character, what diversity really meant in the integration of the services, professional competence, and hard work, and understanding how I contributed to not just the integration, but the professional readiness of those naval services. So happy birthday to you and all of those who are part of this great celebration of an organization that made it possible to understand what the mission was.
Congratulations to NNOA on a long and storied journey from an idea that has grown not only in numbers and influence, but into a tangible service-wide impact. Today, NNOA represents 50 years of excellence that has had and continues to have a profound impact on the recruiting, retention, and professional development of minority officers and countless others throughout the sea services. Many NNOA members, through their local chapters and through personal outreach, have engaged in meeting and sharing information with individuals interested in military service opportunities. These structured and impromptu engagements effectively extends the capacity and capability of traditional recruiting into non-traditional recruiting settings and venues, where many more minorities now have access to valuable Navy, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard information. Clearly, recruiting and retention are directly linked. Chief among the reasons people stay in the service are a sense of belonging, shared values, mutual respect, and importantly, that their voices are heard, valued, and acted on. Over the past 50 years, NNOA has grown from a grassroots idea into a valued partner with a voice and a formal seat at the decision-making table at the highest levels of the sea services. I'm a proud product of NNOA professional development, attending my first meeting in the 70s. It was there I experienced firsthand the very personal mentoring centered on professional development, guidance, and support from subject matter experts who had walked the paths I had yet to traverse. As standard bearers of the profession, they held me accountable. Finally, I'm inspired and awed by the generation of tomorrow's leaders who are in the audience and those yet to join. They will chart the critically important course for NNOA's next 50 years.